You would have thought they was running from the police the way they hit the corner.
Man, come on, look how y'all piling up on him.
I hope I ain't in your way. He hitting them. He hitting them. He hitting them. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. Y'all see it.
Hey!
Hey. Look how many cops on them. Look how many cops on them.
That's how y'all do people? Man, it's a house that got broke in. Man, y'all like you shoot somebody. Y'all acting like he killed somebody. I was telling you, he's hurting. Y'all still didn't let he still didn't look bad. He made him all in the day. It's hurting.
Yeah, it's all on camera. All on camera. Hey, y'all start no. When y'all start doing it, y'all can't say we can. Y'all doing right over there for me.
Breaking, an inmate at the Douglas County Jail dies within hours of arriving to the facility. The director of Douglas County Corrections says 54-year-old Edward Henry was facing burglary, driving under suspension, and obstruction charges. Investigators say he arrived to the jail Tuesday and was found unresponsive in his cell just after 2:15 this morning. Corrections staff immediately began CPR and took him to the hospital. He died an hour later. A grand jury will investigate his death.
The scripture says all things that are hidden shall be revealed, and those things done in secret shall be exposed on the mountaintop.
Let's go, Rich. Let's go. You watching Telehouse Publishing, breaking news coverage. Give you the truth before fake news throw mud in it. Before the jury decide and the judge discover it, you should tune in to Telehouse Publishing. Telehouse Publishing, breaking news coverage. The propaganda grammar, don't believe none of it. Before the jury decide and the judge discover it, you should tune in to Telehouse Publishing. Telehouse Publishing, breaking news coverage. Give you the truth before fake news throw mud in it. Before the jury decide and the judge discover it, you should tune in to Telehouse Publishing.
Negroes have listened to the trickery and the lies and the false promises of the white man now for too long, and they're fed up. They've become disenchanted. They've become disillusioned. They've become dissatisfied. And all of this has built up frustrations in the black community that makes the black community throughout America today more explosive than all of the atomic bombs the Russians can ever invent.
Telehouse Publishing. Telehouse Publishing.
All right. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. All praises to the Most High. In the video that you just saw of 54-year-old Mr. Henry being beaten before being taken to jail before his demise happened in Omaha, Nebraska on June the 17th, approximately a week ago. Shout out to my brother Sherman Wells out there. He's an advocate who, sent me the video and made me aware of the situation. Of course, they are still dealing with the situation of Janidi Ibrahim, who was shot by undercover officers as he sat in his car late one night. Now, this situation has the community in an uproar. There are several other videos out there with different angles, but I'm going to show you what the news are saying about this incident. They are saying that this man died of a heart attack 8 hours after that encounter with the police. You're going to hear this police chief say, well, the officers' actions did not have anything to do with his demise. I mean, you can't make this up. Just watch this video and we'll be right back with some commentary.
Omaha Police Chief Todd Schmatter says officers followed their training when arresting Edward Henry. Thanks for joining us. I'm Julie Cornell. OPD shared body-worn camera and cruiser video from this encounter today. Officers arrested Henry Tuesday on burglary and other charges. Chief Schmatter says he died of a heart attack after being found unresponsive in his cell less than 8 hours later. KETV News Watch 7's Maddie Augustine was at today's news conference. She continues our coverage tonight. Maddie.
Yeah, Julie, both Mayor John Ewing Jr. and Chief Schmaderer say they felt it was imperative to provide transparency and clarity to the public due to witness videos like this one here that were circulating social media. They say they were causing concern and confusion. Schmaderer says he made an emergency exception to allow the body-worn camera and cruiser video to be released now.
Omaha police officers did not discernibly contribute to Mr. Henry's death.
That was the message from Omaha Police Chief Todd Schmaderer as OPD shared body-worn camera video from 54-year-old Edward Henry's arrest on Tuesday. Schmaderer says he died of a heart attack early Wednesday morning while in jail custody.
We've gone through every officer's body-worn camera. We've gone through every stitch of our involvement with Mr. Henry. I did not hear of anything that would cause us any concern at all. It appeared from every aspect that the officers were professional. They were conducting their job.
In the interior cruiser video, you can see officers switching Henry's handcuffs, and Henry is heard telling officers he's in pain.
I'm telling you that hurts, bro. I'm telling you it hurts.
You can see Henry begin to resist the officers. That's when OPD says he grabbed the rear window bars of the cruiser. Officers can be heard instructing Henry to get on the ground repeatedly.
Get down on the ground. I'm telling you, down on the ground. Down on the ground.
Body-worn camera video then shows an officer strike Henry's wrist multiple times in an effort to get him to let go of the window bars. Multiple officers then take Henry to the ground for approximately 39 seconds. You can see an officer's knee on the back of Henry's head.
Oh, now you got to put the knee on. Okay. Bring your arm behind your back. Okay.
Officers re-handcuff Henry, then lift him back to his feet. Henry can be heard talking and yelling the entire time. He's then placed into the back of the cruiser.
There was nothing about that knee briefly on the head that impeded any breathing or it caused any harm or damage to Mr. Henry at all. And you heard Mr. Henry talking the whole way through that incident.
OPD also shared a time lapse of Henry's transport to Douglas County Corrections from the interior cruiser camera. You can see Henry moving and talking throughout it. Schmaderer and Mayor John Ewing Jr. both say the officers involved acted professionally during the incident.
Was a member of the Omaha Police Department for almost 25 years, and I take very seriously the importance of professionalism within the Omaha Police Department. I believe that is what we saw here in spite of some very difficult circumstances.
Again, there are two investigations going on simultaneously. Omaha Police is conducting an investigation into the actions of the officers involved. The Douglas County Sheriff's Office is investigating the in-custody death of Edward Henry because it took place at Douglas County Corrections. That investigation will go to a grand jury. Julie, back to you.
All right, we'll stay on this. Thanks, Maddie.
All right. And as usual, they're going to say they are going to investigate themselves. Now, you saw some of the body cam footage where the knee was on Mr. Henry's back, and they're going to say, well, nothing about that knee, hurt. How do you know? You are not a doctor. You are not a physician. You are not a oncologist, anything. You are a low IQ police chief to say that those officers' actions had nothing to do with this deal. So what you're telling me is if he was never arrested in that manner, 8 hours later, he would have been dead of a heart attack. I think that is hard to believe. And then they're going to say that the videos that you saw initially from bystanders are causing concern and confusion. Yeah, definitely concern about 7 or 8 officers jumping on a man who's already subdued, but definitely not confusion. You know, the confusion is why are so many officers, as you heard people in the bystanding area say, why are so many officers on that one man? He told the officers that he was in pain. You know, they look, and I've been handcuffed and manhandled, and yeah, they do, handcuff you like you're not a human, like you're an animal. So he turns around and goes to scuffling with him. And then, of course, they put him on the ground, they knee him, they hit him. You even see as he got up, one officer began to choke. I have to say it. You have the old bootlick Uncle Sambo, Uncle Ruckus type sheriff talking about, I was a member of the police and nothing I saw, they were being professional. Okay, that is professional. And if you hear, they say that, nothing in those, in their actions, were not in line with policies and procedures. So basically, their policy and procedure is to, just jump on people and hit people and just manhandle people. Now, what's equally sad is we also had another little Negro boy in the batch jumping in on. Like I say, you saw 8 officers, and there wasn't any need for that. Now they're going to talking about they are going to investigate the jail for his death. And we've all seen how those investigations go. They also tried to show you a little clip of him being transported, in which they sped it up. He's looking all around. Once again, we don't know if that is the whole entire video. We don't know what happened when he got in that jail. Show us what happened when he got in that jail. And they're saying that they are going to they released the body cam early for transparency. They released the body cam to kind of spin the narrative on all of those other videos that they saw. As my man Sherman said in his post, that they are still looking for eyewitnesses with different angles so they can pretty much attack this from a legal standpoint. Now, I got to play this one last article, and this is equally as unnerving and disgusting. As my man Malcolm said during the intro, man, we've been listening to the trickery and the deceit of the white man for too long. And now they got another black mayor up there, Stephen Fetchit, agreeing with this narrative. Just take a look at this article as well.
Our Omaha's police chief says an autopsy shows a heart attack caused the death of a man who died hours after he was booked into the Douglas County Jail.
Today, Omaha Police held a news conference to provide more details into the arrest and death of 54-year-old Edward Henry. He died yesterday at the Douglas County Jail about 8 hours after he was arrested. We learned that Henry was pulled over for a traffic stop as part of a burglary investigation.
This afternoon, police showed us body cam video. This is just in the last hour from officers during his arrest. They say it's to provide clarity and transparency after videos surfaced online. First Alert 6's Philip Katafamo is at the news conference. He joins us now live with what we've learned. Philip.
Yeah, Brian and Aaron, obviously we got to learn a little bit more of the events that led up to the death of Edward Henry. The police office, like you were saying, and Mayor John Ewing joined along with District 2 Councilwoman Lavanya Goodwin today as well, along with OPD, giving us a little bit more information as to what happened and what led up to the death of Edward Henry. Obviously, the body cam footage and the video showing that sequence of events gives us a little bit more of an insight as to what led up to that death.
I'm telling you, down on the ground, down on the ground.
Now, body cam footage showed Henry grabbing onto a bar of a police cruiser during his arrest. He was taken to the ground. Now, we did talk to Chief Schmaderer about that arrest, and that was something that was of high contention regarding some of the videos going around on social media showing a lot of officers on top of Henry at the time he was arrested. Now, Chief Schmaderer says that there was an officer did have his knee on the back of Henry just for a really brief period of time, which Schmaderer says was just to control his head as officers were making that arrest. Now, the other footage that was shown was Henry's transport from the location he was arrested all the way to the Douglas County Jail as well. We saw that time lapse too, but of course, as we revealed, Henry's cause of death was not due to Omaha Police, but was due to the heart attack he suffered in jail. Mayor John Ewing shares his thoughts.
Was a member of the Omaha Police Department for almost 25 years, and I take very seriously the importance of professionalism within the Omaha Police Department. I believe that is what we saw here in spite of some very difficult circumstances.
Chief Schmaderer says Omaha Police did not discernibly contribute to the death of Mr. Henry. Omaha police officers' actions with Henry was in accordance to their policies, procedures, and training. That is what Schmaderer said at the meeting today. He also hinted that he is working with a local state lawmaker on changing the law to release body cam footage earlier. Obviously, now we won't see full body cam footage until after the grand jury process, but that is something that Chief Schmaderer is working on with a local law enforcement to get that footage released a little bit sooner. We will have a lot more on this coming up tonight at 10. For now, reporting live in downtown, I'm Philip Catafamo, First Alert 6. Back to you, Brian and Aaron.
Philip Catafamo live from Omaha Police headquarters. Now, I want to point this out that the news conference started maybe 7 or 8 minutes late because the police chief and the mayor wanted to show the body cam video to the family of Ed Henry. Now, OPD will conduct an internal investigation on this arrest. The sheriff's office will also have outside agencies assist in the investigation for what happened at the jail. That is all in accordance with state law. After that, it will go to the county attorney and a grand jury. The body cam video we saw today was only allowed because of what we're told it was an emergency provision from the police chief. He wanted to be transparent and timely.
Yeah, right. It was an emergency provision because everybody was showing that video on social media and you had to get in front of the story. Can you believe, once again, the man was pulled over for a traffic stop as a part of a burglary investigation? So why are 10, 11 police there for just a traffic stop and a burglary investigation? Then they say that the police had his knee on his back to control his head. When did putting a knee on somebody's back control their head, has anything to do with controlling their head? And once again, I just can't get over the old Uncle Ruckus. I respect my elders, but once you get to that age and they give you a position, you're trying to hold on that position. You hold on to your prestige, and you will not buck the system. They even had a little black sister sitting up there, and they, y'all are part of the problem. I'm just gonna say it. Y'all know these things are wrong, but they give you all those positions. You get your little 6-figure salary, and you go home and sleep with yourself. I only know how you sleep with yourself. I know people like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X are rolling over in their grave right now. And then, of course, they say that the police chief said that the police actions are in accordance with policies, procedures, and training. So once again, they are letting you know straight up, this is what we're trained to do. We're trained to kill you, for lack of a better word, and we're going to blame it on a heart attack. So once again, if there's a medical professional out there that can say if he would not had that interaction with police, he would have had a heart attack. And I find that hard to believe. There's no telling what they did to that man in the jail. So once again, rest in peace to my man, Edward Henry. Prayers and condolences to the family, 54 years old, and lost his life at the hands of police. And this is, one of a lot of deaths that are going on in Omaha right now. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this video in the comments. Y'all see the number 919-587-7782. Thank y'all for watching, liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting on these videos. And as always, peace and blessings.